The well had run dry, and a line in the sand had been drawn between the haves and the have-nots. Our money was worthless. For all but a few, it was hand to mouth. We with not enough to feed our families, and they with all there ever was. Industries were shattered. Jobs were lost. Life was endless struggle. What had started as isolated pockets of terror were stitched into a worldwide quilt of despair.
Hopelessness, depression, and blame fueled hatred as war swept the globe like a plague.
There was nowhere to hide. Death dripped from the sky, incinerating all it touched. Cities were pillaged and tortured by indifferent violence. Entire communities were wiped from the planet for nothing more than their beliefs and the blood that ran through their veins. Burned and buried and discarded. Artists and all they created were destroyed.
A toxic cloud had taken form, rising up from our darkest thoughts, dealing a devastating blow to humanity.
We who did survive were tossed into the locked jaws of darkness. Left with no choice, we prayed, hoping against all hope, while death bellowed from the gates of hell. After eons of blood filling our rivers and that toxic cloud looming over our heads for as long as we could remember, slowly something new began to stretch its limbs. Each day brought more color, new shades of grace, and mesmerizing rhythms, focus, and even stronger perseverance, pushing us to break free of the chains of our tragic past. Prodding and pushing against the walls of its confinement, its desire for expression expanded the limits of our incarceration. And with each day came more strength and more vitality. The muses who did survive, and we who followed, slowly venturing out of hiding, peeking out, and feeling the call of the universe, took up this almost impossible challenge of forging a new future. For it was needed, and our nature knew no other way. Emissaries of light, sound, and rhythm emerged to remind and teach a new generation. Each searched within their dreams for signs to guide them to the milk and honey that had become lost to the tragic clouds of our rancid past. And so we set out on a journey to find our new place to thrive. Our hearts had suffered, but our intentions stayed true. We continued the long search for the natural goodness inherent in the world of that faith we knew. Haunted by the nightmare of what was, we cautiously followed the subtle signs that the universe provided.
hoping and praying to find our way. Finally, after what seemed to be a forever endless search, new dreams came of a place with auroras that danced across the sky, where hummingbirds and the flutter of butterflies welcomed our arrival, and birds sang their sweetest songs. After hiding for so long and wandering without hope, a place to call home has been found. From around the world, the lords of beauty and their muses are gathering to meet in this, the new garden of exotic delight. A chance at a new beginning is upon us, and so we assemble to bring our gifts to this new life that is ours, ending our travails with celebration, for a new spirit has arrived at this new place and time, this miracle of continuing life. But behind the scenes, war continues to be played out. Our wrestle is not only of flesh and blood, but against oppression, against rulers of darkness and wickedness in high places. Forces seen and unseen continue to battle. We are at times but unknowing pawns. The battle of good versus evil lives on, and so must our so far seemingly impossible dream of lasting vigilance be kept alive as this rewakened life begins.